Hello everyone and welcome to my first Type of Wednesday video. Hope you guys are all well. Today I'd like to review a kind of a really cool racing game that it's a sim racing game that a lot of people know from the Steam network, and that's Assetto Corsa. I'll get to that in a second, to the actual review. Just going to say that I'm balancing it out a little bit between pros and cons. These are my own views of the actual game. I've been playing this game now for a year and a half, and the first full version just came out a few weeks ago, about a month ago. It's here, it's ready, it's going to be awesome. Without further ado, let us begin. Let's start off with the pros. Now, visually, racing games are really a standard. They're a very, very high standard. And in this case, Assetto Corsa definitely doesn't disappoint. It has a a pretty darn good crash model physics. That means that the front wing can get damaged if you're in a single seater. If you're in a GT car or a normal road car, you'll notice that the windshield gets destroyed. Your front bumper can come off, and it can hang in a tether, which is quite nice. Um, so it is very pretty, as well as like little tire marbles as well hitting the car, etc. Also, the tracks also look really pretty. My particular favorite is Spa at the moment. I think what Assetto did, the guys did in Assetto Corsa, they did an incredible job. It's a beautiful, beautiful game in many ways. Is it as good as Project Cars visually? No, but it's still pretty darn good for a racing game. And the fact that, at least in my case, that it has very little, very high FPS, it runs so smoothly and so beautifully and so crisp, is really great. Definitely better than what it was in beta, because once you started racing with AI, there was like huge frame rate issues, and your CPU would be at performance of 95%, which is just, you don't want to be there. The next thing I want to talk about is handling. Very, very good handling game. Definitely more sim heavy, but even if you're playing with a keyboard or a controller, you definitely feel that it has a lot of front bite. I use a steering wheel. I have a Ferrari F430 steering wheel, and it's got great force feedback as well. Actually, that's one big positive. The force feedback is pretty darn good. In the beginning, actually, I found the game a bit too easy, but now version 1 came out, and it feels really great to play these games. They're harder to drive. The GT cars feel like GT cars when you handle them. The single-seaters feel like single-seaters. The road cars feel like the easiest of them all, depending, obviously, which one it is, which is really great. Another thing I like is that it is on Steam, so it's a very social a very social game. I was trying to be a very social sim racing game, because there's really not that many. iRacing is a little bit, but R Factor isn't too much, I find, and that's kind of a little bit of a letdown in that aspect. But don't forget, R Factor is an amazing game. Assetto Corsa, the fact that they put it on Steam is great, and I think it does deserve the praise it is receiving from just the normal casual players. However, there is a flip side, which comes smoothly to the negatives. The big negative I find is multiplayer. I don't play that much multiplayer. I have to be honest with you, because I find racing games they're such a big mess to start them up, to host your own type of racing server, Grand Prix weekend or whatever. And I really, with Assetto Corsa, I could never do that. I have to join other servers, and it's like R Factor, where you have to host a dedicated server and pay money and all kinds of stuff. For a game that's on Steam, where most games you can easily connect with other players, I don't know. I just found it little bit weird to put that in a game like this. And that's actually one strength of the Formula One games. It was very easy to connect with other players. Why didn't Assetto Corsa do this? I don't really know. I guess it's still trying to just be a sim game in Steam. In that aspect, did a pretty good job, but that's just my opinion. It's also a minor gripe. My big gripe with the game is the AI and the penalties. Unlike other racing games, like the hardcore ones, if you cut a track or you crash into another player or something like that, you get penalized. You get a time penalty, grip penalty, you even get disqualified. So, of course, it have this weird type of penalty where that if you cut a corner, only if you cut a corner, You have 5 seconds to drop to 50 kph or 30 miles an hour, and otherwise, your speed starts to drop and you have no throttle control whatsoever. The only thing you can control is the brakes. I don't like this. It's just very, very unnecessary. It felt really weird when I was actually playing it the first time, and I just didn't like it. I would prefer the normal penalty system from other other games. Heck, even F1 has in that case, a better penalty system. But then again, F1 also has. I'm not going to beat around the bush by saying that they don't really have very good penalty system either. It's very unfair. Also, the AI can be really crazy. Sometimes the AI is really good, like in Spa, it's fantastic. But like in tracks like Imola, which is a track that's been there since day one, I still get randomly crashed into, and I have no idea why. There was one point, and I think you're seeing it right now, where I'm just side by side with another car. Now, I've given the car enough space, but it has the guts to actually hit me in the back of the car and make me spin and crash. Doesn't get any penalty for that. Of course, I'm last. My car is a wreck. It's not fun. So, yeah, don't particularly like that. And then finally, one minor gripe as well that I have is content. It's not that the content is bad, but it kind of, like R Factor, falls into the trap where people just want to go back to using add-ons. You're seeing it right now. I'm using the Formula 1 add-on, which is such a great add-on. I actually think it's better than the actual F1 licensed games, which is kind of weird. But I really love this F1 add-on. Why is it not in a game that we have an F1 car? We have a T125, but that's not really an F1 car, and you notice the difference once you are in the game. And don't get me wrong, the add-on content is awesome. Geez, it's beautiful even. But I kind of want to see more content. Then again, though, I'm saying it's minor because I know the Assetto Corsa guys are going to release a ton of content. They even put it on the bottom of their car list. There's more cars being added, such as Audis. Hey, they may even put the Le Mans car there, which would be sick if they do it. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. My overall verdict of the game is that it's really good. If you're a heavy, hardcore sim racing fan, I presume this is going to be a game for you to try out before Project Cars even comes out, which is coming out in March. If you're a casual video game player that just wants to show off how good he or she's GPU is, I guess it's a good game. You're probably going to be using your keyboard. In that case, you're going to have quite a blast. In my view, my overall view of the game is that it's great. Is it as good as Project Cars? Well, Project Cars made a big impression on me. I did have a chance to play with it a few months ago, but I don't know. Until Project Cars actually comes out, I'm not sure. Until then, I think on the Steam Storm at least, Assetto Corsa is sort of the benchmark for sim racing games. So there you go. If you haven't played it and you're a big sim racer, go ahead and play it. That's all from me. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, or whatever. It really means the world to me anyway. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
Well, don't worry. I just said that you just don't shoot in the stomach, otherwise all these dicks come out. And I'm just so elegant in my descriptions of things. If I don't describe something as a dick, I'll describe it as something else. Oh my god!